Hello, Steve White, Trek Boy 89 for Steve Arts 89. Well, I'm into season 2 of Enterprise, and it's great. I love this show. It's the last great season of Star Trek. I say that because season 3 was just one big war story. It was a 9/11 allegory, and it wasn't subtle, and it wasn't Star Trek, and it was disappointing, and I don't like rewatching it. I'm going to marathon through it in one day. I'm going to watch every episode, including The Expanse, which is the last episode of Season 2, which I haven't actually watched. So I haven't actually watched all of Season 2 right now, so doing a review for the whole season, oops. But I know what happens, so that's okay. And I've just watched the start to remind myself, but the rest of the episode I'm going to watch as part of my Season 3 marathon. But Season 2, what I love about Season 2 is it's standalone episodes. It's all about exploration. It's all about adventure. It's all new. And they did a really good job with their standalone episodes. We have such amazing episodes like Carbon Creek, Minefield, Dead Stop, Vanishing Point. Love Vanishing Point. Oh, God. We do have Precious Cargo, though. I have to perhaps do a video apology to Jesse James, whatever her name was, the trans actor I said was the worst actor and the worst performance ever in Star Trek. I forgot about Precious Cargo. I'm sorry, at least Jessie can't act, but at least she has some personality, and the scenes with her and Spock are actually interesting. Nothing in that episode with Trip and her worked, so that's the only bad episode of the whole season. And again, it was slightly below mid, and that's the worst you can say of original Star Trek. They had a few mid episodes, which means they're okay. They just weren't great. And I remember there was a saying, Star Trek is like sex. When it's bad, it's still pretty good. And that holds up for the first era of Star Trek, the second era of Star Trek, the original series, animated series, and then I guess that's one era, and then we had like the Next Generation through to Enterprise era. Of course, Stigma, Cogenitor. There's some really great episodes in here. Judgment, Horizon, Regeneration, when the Borg was there. Now, the issue that Star Trek Season 2 had was, the whole of Enterprise really, was having to fit themselves into Star Trek canon, which they did. They didn't break anything. A few times they bent things. A few things that kind of weren't supposed to be there, that they, like phasers and transporters, but then they started relying on them pretty quickly and introduced them pretty quickly. A lot of people complained that it wasn't different enough. It became too much like the regular Star Trek. Other people complained that things shouldn't have been the way they were yet and wouldn't have been that way in canon and blah, blah, blah. But ultimately, it was a good show and we were enjoying it, so we turned a blind eye to those few times they bent canon, but they never broke it. And that was the important thing. They seemed to know what they were doing, care what they were doing, and like I said, it was the last best season of Star Trek because, unfortunately, something that happened with most Star Trek shows was, really, the first 2 seasons of each show are really the best, and I know that's not the popular thought. The popular thought is that the first 2 seasons are the worst, and it's after that they got good. That's because most people are viewing Star Trek as a conventional drama series in space, and they have discomfort and problems with the standalone science fiction episodes, which is like what Star Trek is and what Star Trek is supposed to be. And the first 2 seasons of this show are all standalone sci-fi episodes, really. There's a couple, temporal Cold War ones connected, but that's sort of it. And then you get to the 3rd season where it's one long September 11 war allegory, which is just tedious and wrong and not Star Trek. Then the 4th season they got back to Star Trek and they made a lot of references to the original series, but they're doing it in 4 episode arcs, which limited the storytelling, but not as bad as like a whole story arc, a whole season arc like we got with modern Star Trek, but they were getting there. And what happened in the other series were, like Next Generation, is they just became a very conventional science fiction drama series, or future drama series set in space. And the sci-fi stories sort of sometimes fell second to just melodrama and character drama, so it really hurt the series when you look at them. But a lot of people, that's what they want from, they wanted Star Trek to just be a drama series set in space. And that's what a lot of them turned into. But they all started off as science fiction series trying to do standalone science fiction episodes, which made them great. So yes, the first 2 seasons of Enterprise are the best. 3rd season, 4th season, still kind of worked, but was going in the wrong direction, which they just totally, you know, when they got to Discovery, it was all whole season arcs, and if you don't like that story, just stuck with it for the whole year. But I'm going to go. Feel free to share, like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you thought of season 2 of Enterprise. I think it was season 1 and 2 were pretty even. I can't really separate the two of them. I can watch the whole lot of, I think it's like 48 episodes or 50-something episodes, and it's just great. I really enjoyed the last few weeks, which is why I dragged this out. This should have taken like 3 days, 4 days, but I dragged it out to like a month because I just enjoyed watching the episodes too much that I could just keep them to a couple episodes a night so I could really focus on them and enjoy them instead of marathon right through them like I'm going to do with season 3. So my Enterprise are going to go off and fight the Xindi.